Think all haikus are just tiny, dull weather updates? Let's prove that wrong together. Let's dive into haiku poetry, a form that might seem simple with its predominantly 575 syllable structure, which we'll touch on more later. But there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, and you can write a haiku that doesn't suck. Many budding poets fall into the trap of using their haiku to simply capture a moment in nature, like a leaf falling or a snowflake landing, without giving it a unique twist. It's easy to think you're finished once you've hit that line and syllable mark, but if your poem could be mistaken for a scene description in a nature documentary, it might not have the impact you're hoping for. Consider this typical haiku. Winter snow descends, silent, covers all in white, nature's cold embrace. It's pretty, yes, but it doesn't move beyond a pretty picture. Now let's spice it up by injecting a bit of human element or emotion. Snow blankets the street, forgotten glove lies alone, winter's lost embrace. In this revised version, the imagery of a forgotten glove adds a layer of loneliness and even storytelling to the scene, making it more engaging and evocative than simply describing the weather. Similarly, haikus that merely count syllables often end up feeling forced or awkward. For instance, bird flies high and fast, over mountains, rivers, vast, wings cut through the blast. It fits the structure, but it's a little bit choppy and lacks smoothness in its delivery. Now let's refine it. High above, alone, eagle circles, mountains breathe, silence in its wake. Here the focus shifts to create a more powerful image of the eagle's flight, emphasizing the majesty and quiet of the landscape. And it's not just about syllable count, it's about making every word pulse with life. And choosing a theme that resonates with you personally can dramatically transform the depth and impact of your haiku. By moving away from the classic themes like cherry blossoms and waterfalls, you open up a world of everyday wonders. For instance, the ritual of your morning coffee offers a rich vein of sensory experiences ripe for exploration. Imagine this haiku. Morning brew steams bright, cinnamon whispers on air, autumn stirs in cup. And here the simple act of drinking coffee is linked to autumn, not just through the temperature, but through the spice that evokes the essence of fall. And this haiku goes beyond describing a scene. It engages the senses and connects the mundane with the magical. Another modern example could involve the imagery of a neon sign, which could be especially powerful for capturing the essence of urban life. Consider. Neon flickers, stop. Rain-slick streets glow, shadows play, nights pulse, and spring rain. This haiku paints a colorful picture of a city scene under the influence of spring's rainy vitality, and it moves beyond just describing the light of a neon sign by infusing it with the dynamism and mood of a rainy night, enriching that traditional theme with a contemporary urban setting. In fact, incorporating seasonal references helps root your haiku in the tradition of celebrating the natural cycle, even if the subject itself is modern. It bridges the gap between old and new, allowing your poetry to honor its origins while exploring new terrains. Now, arguably, the most respected haiku writer is Matsuo Basho, a 17th century Japanese poet renowned for his profound influence on the form. But let's look to a more modern writer for inspiration on how to write a haiku. An influential figure in the Black arts movement, Sonia Sanchez has crafted a wide range of poetry that includes traditional forms, blues, and haiku. And her haikus often weave together themes of love, Black identity, womanhood, and the struggles and triumphs of Black Americans. For instance, we taste the blood ritual of Southern hands. Powerful, right? And you might have noticed the syllables don't match the 5-7-5 template. So let's clear up a common misconception about haikus, the idea that they're all about sticking to a 5-7-5 syllable count, and I'll put some links for further reading in the comments. Now, while this is a popular approach, especially in English language haikus, the traditional Japanese form isn't actually about syllables at all. It's about on, or sound units, which can differ significantly from what we think of as syllables. For instance, the word haiku. It counts as 2 syllables in English, but 3 on in Japanese. And this shows how translating the form into English while strictly adhering to a 5-7-5 syllable count can sometimes miss the mark in capturing the essence and fluidity of the original haiku structure. Now, there are several more important elements of a haiku poem. There's the kigo, or season word, that indicates the season in which the haiku is set, tying the poem to the natural world in a specific temporal context. It helps to anchor the imagery to a particular time of year. There's also the kireji, or cutting word, which is a sort of spoken punctuation that provides a pause or emotional, rhetorical, or interrogative break in the verse. It's like a verbal caesura that divides the haiku into two parts, creating a juxtaposition or shift that adds to the effect. And finally, there's the use of objective sensory imagery. A haiku should evoke an immediate, tangible scene or moment, focusing on what can be sensed rather than abstract or imaginative concepts. This grounds the poem in the physical world and gives it vibrancy. By understanding these traditional elements, you can create haikus that are not only structurally sound, but also rich in depth and connected to the broader haiku tradition. So while the 5-7-5 structure can be a helpful guideline, remember that the heart of haiku lies in its ability to capture the immediacy of an experience through precise imagery and thoughtful structure. And remember, you can get creative. Each video drops like petals in spring's soft breeze. Catch them. Subscribe now. Okay, that admittedly sucks, but do like, share, and subscribe, and I bet you can come up with a great haiku with a little practice. In fact, do you have a haiku that you're proud of? Drop it in the comments below, and this next video might just be what you're looking for.